Hi, my name's Andrew Esquivel, and I'd like to personally welcome you to my channel. Now, if you're viewing this, you are either one of three things. One, you are a new viewer, which thank you for stopping by. Two, you might be a returning subscriber. Or three, you might be a company wanting to send me a product. Now, there's a reason I'm making this video. It's because I've been getting a lot of requests from a number of different companies to do product reviews for them. Now, here's the thing. I've been doing reviews for a long time, and one thing that strikes me as particularly irritating is that a lot of reviewers will give a good review just because a company sent them a product for free. I'm here to let you know I don't work like that. In fact, here's what I'm going to do. First, I want to say straight off the bat, as a viewer, I want you to have the power of knowledge. That's why I want to let you know there's websites, and I'm not affiliated with them at all, and there's many other websites like them, but check out Review Meta, because if you shop on places like Amazon and something looks a bit off with the reviews, you think, it sounds a little too good to be true. A lot of times it is. Review Meta is a website that uses their own special software to analyze the reviews and give you a synopsis on whether it believes the reviews that were posted for that product are real or fake. I want you to have the power. I want you to be confident that what you're buying is not junk. Also, that's where I come in. And this is where this comes in. My disclaimer. Now, here's the thing. If you're a company and you want to send me a product, I'm more than happy to do a review on the product. However, you must understand that I abide to a certain code of ethics that I will not break for any reason. Every company that contacts me, I send this disclaimer to them immediately afterwards. Word for word. This is what I tell them, and this is what you can expect as a personal guarantee from me on how I operate. Quote, I would be happy to conduct a review of your products. Please understand there is a code of ethics that I abide to as a reviewer. As a standard, I always advise any company that wishes to send me a product the following. I take great care to ensure that I do a proper review that is both detailed and presented well to ensure that I highlight all the good and bad parts of a product. This means that if the product is good, the review will reflect that. Of course, this also means that if the product is bad, the review will reflect that as well. Oftentimes, there is a mix of the two. My job is to inform the public the best I can about a product. In order to remain as unbiased as possible, I do not take into consideration how I got the product during my review. My opinions and honesty cannot be purchased monetarily or by compensation of products. I'll be more than happy to assess the product's strong points and shortcomings. Once my review has been conducted, the information I have presented must remain unchanged. I will not change my opinions simply by request of a company if the review is unfavorable to their product. This is how I maintain my integrity to my viewers. Only in the event that the information presented is drastically inaccurate will I redo a review in order to properly reflect the product's capabilities. So long as you agree with the methodology explained, I'll be more than happy to provide you a detailed and accurate assessment of any product you wish to send me. That is the standard disclaimer. I do not care that you are giving me a test sample. Let's get things straight. You're not giving me a free product. You're giving me a test sample. Many of the times, I don't even keep the test sample. I generally donate it to someone who needs the product more than me. That's not always the case, but that happens a lot. Second off, don't try and come to me and expect me to do something like remove my video because you don't like the review, because that's not going to happen. That, in its own way, is a form of dishonesty. Retracting the truth and bringing it back to neutral instead of presenting information that could be valuable to a potential customer is important, in my opinion, that we don't retract it. It must remain intact, because a negative review is still a review. It is still more information, and the more information a person has, the better shopping choices they can make. I see this all too often. A company will contact someone out of the blue with promises of free products in exchange for a review on Amazon. First off, one thing very important to note. If you are a seller, I strongly urge you to read and reread the rules that you must abide by as a seller, because soliciting the review of another person's, a customer, whatever, in exchange for a product is actually against Amazon's policies. It doesn't matter if you disclose that information in the review or not, in the text of the review or video, however you decide to do it. It is simply not acceptable. This puts reviewers in an awkward spot, because we have issues that have resulted in the creation of things like review meta, such as instead of companies just sending you a product and then posting a review on Amazon, now they've noticed that if they do that, it doesn't show verified purchase next to the review, and thus Amazon's algorithm has made sure that those reviews are not seen as easily as reviews that are purchased. Reviews that are not purchased actually get backlogged in the very, very back of Amazon now, which is good. So what companies are doing is when they have a product there and they want that review to be seen, they give potential reviewers a coupon code that they can apply to a purchase for 100% off the item. Magically now, it says verified purchase. But with this kind of trickery, how can you really tell what's verified? Once again, that's where websites like Review Meta come into play. There are companies out there which I have reported, and only in cases of mass reviewer fraud have I actually gone out of my way to sincerely report. I'll give you an example. Once again, Uber Vita is a great example. They are a supplement company that sells supplements, pills, with certain claims of certain things on Amazon. If you were a purchaser of any product of these pills and they come out with a new one, they email everyone who's ever purchased that product. Here's the problem. There was a certain time when they released a new product. It had never been on the market before. But suddenly, this mass email went out, and within minutes, thousands upon thousands of reviews for a product that was never even shipped, never left the facility, of 5 stars everywhere, with a promise of a free bottle if you leave a 5-star review. First off, that's not how a review works. You don't give the review and then test the product. First you get the product, then test the review. This is the big red flag that I've noticed. Yes, I have no problem saying this, and yes, I realize that saying this without any proof could be means for that company to file a slaps lawsuit claiming defamation. If you're unfamiliar with what a slaps lawsuit is, basically any company that has a good enough amount of money who doesn't like a review will sue the reviewer. Not because they're right, but because they hope that the reviewer doesn't have enough money to fight back and simply gives in to the demands of the product manufacturer or creator or seller, what have you, and take their negative review down so that it doesn't tarnish their image. These kinds of things are becoming more and more popular. It's unfortunate. But I do have the proof to show what I say is true. You see, the reviews I do are video reviews. That gives me a bit of protection because what I am doing is showing you the product and more or less just narrating what observations I make. This helps me to help the rest of the customer base out there on the internet see, not just take someone's word for it, but actually see in high definition. And yes, most of my videos are coming out in 4K resolution now. The product that I am reviewing, because I want you to know the truth. And yes, there's been many times where a company has sent me a product and I have given it a terrible review because the product really isn't good. And of course, they come at me asking me, can you please take down the video? Is there anything we can do to modify your review on Amazon from 1 or 2 stars to 4 or 5 stars? Can we pay you? And that's another thing. Please, don't try to get me to sell myself out for like $20 or something like some companies have. I don't accept monetary compensation for my reviews. The only compensation I receive monetarily is from the ads that get placed on the reviews, of which in this video I will exclaim that I do reserve the right to do that. I do want some reward for my work, and this is a third-party means of getting some monetary compensation without getting anything from the company. So, yes, just like every other YouTuber on YouTube, I put ads in my videos, and that's what generates me whatever money I get. And yes, I will use the product to make a video, of which you asked me to do, on YouTube, and put ads for monetizing on it. That's simply how this works. Beyond that, I don't want anything. Don't offer me money. Don't offer me some sort of other compensation. Don't ask me to change something just because it would benefit you, the company. Now, here's the good side of things. If you send me a product and it actually is good, then genuinely I do mean it is good, which is something to be proud of. I tell it like it is. I try to be professional about it, but I do tell it like it is. If the product stinks, if the product isn't good, if it's got problems, I'm going to point that out. But if the product is good, and it functions like it's advertised, and it does a good job, it's only fair that I show the public that it does indeed work. That is my promise, my code of ethics, how I work, and how I get paid for doing what I do. That ad revenue comes out on the side of things, doesn't reflect how I do a review. Fact of the matter is my reviews account for very little of whatever ad revenue I actually get. My reviews don't get all that many views in the first place, so it's unlikely to generate much ad revenue in the first place. So, I don't really look at that as a profit venture in any sort of way. I started out doing this for fun, as a hobby. I've been doing reviews for many years now. I take it seriously. I like to think that it's easier to fall asleep every night knowing that I told the truth. And if you're a company that wants to send me a product, and you want the truth about your product, I can let you do that. And I can give you the truth. There is only one exception. And this is a very, very unusual exception. And that exception is research and development. How that works is a product, or a company in this case, must agree to send me the product expecting absolutely no review to be conducted that will be available to the public to see. You may not ask me to post any review for the public to see, but I will gladly test your product to see how it works and let you know any problems it has so you can address that during manufacturing. Oh, and another thing, that product can't be currently available for sale. It must be something that hasn't already hit the market. For it to be truly considered research and development, you can't have plans to release it the next day. It's got to be something you're actually trying to create, and you want serious feedback on. So, I have done that for companies before. Those reviews never hit the light of day. And when the reviews come out positive, I have had those companies subsequently ask me to post the reviews. I declined. I make sure everyone is aware of the terms and conditions before I conduct any review. Before I conduct any research, so that they can develop their product into something better before they release it to the masses. This is how I work. Hopefully, I can earn your trust as a viewer. That is what I rely on. A man's word is all he has, and a man's word must be as good as gold. Otherwise, my word is worth nothing. So yes, if it sounds like I'm being a little harsh on the companies, know that I am. I don't work for any company. I work for you, the viewer. But of course, I'll be happy to review whatever product a company wants to send me, within reason. There are times when I have had to decline reviewing a product because I don't have the means to properly conduct a thorough analysis of it. For one reason or another, there are limitations that I am not able to meet. Either I simply don't know enough of that field of where the product is categorized, and there is just no way for me to be thorough and detailed enough to make my review worthwhile, or two, the product is something that has already been reviewed thousands of times. My goal is not to sit here and regurgitate information you can find in 1,000 other places. I truly only want to review things that haven't really been properly reviewed before. I want to fill in those little gaps of information on the internet that seem to be missing. Because for the few people that are interested, that's who I'm aiming for. For the few people who might find that product intriguing. Maybe they didn't know they wanted it, or maybe they wanted to get it but weren't really sure because no one had said anything good or bad about the product. I have had times where my review would be the first review of a product. And I understand that can be a make or break situation for a company. But quite honestly, if their product is good and they know it's good, they honestly have nothing to fear in sending it to me. Because if the product works as advertised, I'm going to report that it works as advertised. But just know, I'm going to pick apart every single detail and nitpick every little thing that I can. And that's why my reviews are so long. If you look at them, yes, even this video, it's very long. I do detailed analysis. Generally not something done quickly. I hope this video was informative to you, the viewer, the subscriber, the company that wants to send me a product. I hope this was clear. I hope it was concise. I understand this was a long video, but thank you for sticking with me. Have a good day.